plays in the Bears game, I was curious your take on them. The two Mooney touchdowns, the run out of Wildcat and in the pass. What did you see on those, and how did you play them versus how you want to play it next time?
Yeah, just for me, I feel like, I saw the tackle pull in that one, and so that's why, I went down and did it. But I know I got to be more disciplined, in times like that. And so, we know as a defense, we can all collectively be better, and I know I can be better. And so that's what I just saw from that play.
How hard is that when it's kind of in your DNA to get back there, but you got to do it controlled?
Yeah, I think it just starts with doing our jobs, and so it's just really just like I said, it starts with being disciplined, and so I think we do that on this upcoming week, against the Lions, we're gonna have a successful game.
They hadn't shown that though, the Wildcat stuff.
Not too much of it. So I feel like after that play, we adjusted to it well.
I mean, before that,
yeah,
not the season,
not too much.
I mean, when you're jumping into that in the middle of a game, like, did the coaching staff pull you aside? Say, okay, here are our keys.
We did make some adjustments, in the second half for us, but that's that we haven't seen something really too much. It just starts with doing our job.
At what point did you realize Montgomery didn't have the ball?
Oh, it was after I chased him down, so I tried to turn around, but he was already going in the end zone.
Team trading Melvin, that's a sign of confidence in you. Do you take it that way? Do you see it that way?
I mean, it really sucks in Melvin's situation at work right now because he was a great guy, ever since he got here. I was thankful for everything that he showed me, coming in, being a guy from North Carolina just like I am, being a guy from, the 910. So, it really sucks the situation didn't work out, but, we're excited for the guys we have right now. But, Melvin was a great guy, when he was here, and so wish him nothing but the best.
Alex, you talked a lot about how you grew during the offseason. What are some of the things that you've seen grow in yourself in just the first half of the season?
I think just my IQ. Ultimately, right now I'm not happy with the way I'm playing, production-wise. I know I'm starting to see the game starting to slow down for me, but production-wise, I know I can be a lot better, and so I know that production is going to increase, over the season, and so that's what I'm looking forward to, starting with the Lions this game.
What has to happen, do you think, in order for that more production to come?
Yeah, just continue to work hard. Get one percent better every day. I know that I can produce better than I have been, and so I know that I'm going to start doing that. And so just continue to work and just continued effort. Having good weeks preparations. Studying more film. What can I do extra? To help me be able to produce more.
How are you on volume and snap?
My body feels good. I know I have seen an increase. As of recently, but I feel like my body still feels good, and so. No matter how many plays I play, I just got to go in there, play 100% every snap, and so, overall my body feels good, and so I'm just, thankful, to see more reps.
Was Melvin kind of a mentor to you then? It makes the way you're talking almost sounds like.
Yeah. No, like I said, since Melvin stepped in the bill, me and him, I feel like we instantly connected. He taught me a lot, and so I'm just thankful for everything that he did teach me while he was here.
Yeah, you've only been here since your second season, but what is it about the way that Mike Tomlin coaches that just makes him such an effective leader for you guys?
He brings out the best in everybody. He's going to call you out, if you're not doing, the job. The standard is the standard here, and so, there's areas, as a team we have to get better at, and so he's good at pointing those out, and so that's what makes him a great coach is because he points things out. He just wants the best out of everybody, and so I'm thankful to have him as a head coach.
Ben said that for some guys it's like the phrases that he uses, or it's the intensity, or it's like personal connection that makes him so effective. For you personally, is it that intensity and doing things like calling you out to make you better that really works?
Yeah, I think he's definitely his intensity for sure. Every morning when he walks in, just the way he says good morning, it just wakes you up. It just brings a lot of tension, and so it's just I love the way he coaches with with intensity and with passion.
What are your thoughts on the Lions O line? I know they've had some injuries, some moving parts here and there, but what have you seen? I guess from the tackles specifically.
Yeah, we know we're going up against a solid group, and so we know as a D line, we got to do a good job of working together, to just really be effective. And so overall, this is a good team we're going in against. So sometimes record can be misleading, but every team in the NFL is good, and so we respect them all. And so as we're going to this game, we're just going to have a great week of practice and just be able to prepare for this week.
Did it help at all that you saw at least some of those guys in the preseason?
Yeah, just seeing some of those guys, knowing what they do, definitely helps going to this game. So definitely going to go back and watch some of that game, just to be able to get ready for that. Just watch other games this year, and so we got to put together a great week of practice for this game because it's a big game.
The run defense or in the pass rush that they ask for the outside linebackers here.
Is there one or the other you feel you're better at, or you need more work at?
No, I can be better in both. I always like to say, no matter how I play, I can always be better. Like, no matter if I get 1 sack, 2 sacks, no sacks, I know I can always play better. So that's the mindset that I just want to continue to have. And so I'm a person that's very critical of myself. I always have been, and I feel that's what's got me to where I am today. And, I know that I'm not fully happy with my performance right now, and so I know that I can be better. I know that I will be better.
As you mentioned production, has it been tempting to go try to chase sacks, try to add those numbers?
Ultimately, I just try to do my jobs. I know that when I do my job, the plays will come, and so that's just what I'm going to just try to continue to do. Just give it full out effort, and when those situations do present themselves, just go and take them. And so ultimately, it's just doing my job. That's what matters most to me. Just helping this team be the best they can be.
Is that hard? Like production, everybody talks about sacks or position, but I mean, being good in the run game, by all indications, you've been very good this year, and that doesn't necessarily have the numbers attached to it. Is that hard to?
I try not to think about it. Just like I said, I am very critical of myself, but ultimately, I try not to think about it too much. I just like to go out there and play. And so ultimately, I'm just going to go out there and play, for the rest of the season. We got a lot of season left, and so, I'm excited, for the rest of the year and what this team and what this defense can be, because I truly believe, we're not even close to our best selves right now, and so I'm excited, for what this game and these games are coming, have in store.
Alex, the guy you're playing on the opposite side, he's putting up numbers that very few guys do. How hard is it? When you want a production, the guy on the other side is doing as well as anybody. Does that raise the internal pressure for you? Like, my God, TJ's doing all this work, I got to do all this work. Do you feel like you have to match him or something like that?
Just like I say, I just feel like, I just need to be the best person that I can be. That starts with doing my job, and, ultimately, I know that I do my job, I'm going to make the plays. And so, ultimately, I'm happy to see, one of the best players in the league, what he does, thriving like that. And so, I'm excited to be able to, it's awesome to be able to work with a guy like that, like him and Cam. And so, I'll just try to be the best that I can be, every single day.
Pressley, Mike said yesterday that you guys are going to work on some stuff in practice, maybe help your consistency. What's that all about?
The biggest thing is just, the consistency is the key. I got to do a better job, put my teammates in a better position, as well as the defense put in a better field position battle. The biggest things we're just doing is breaking everything down a little bit more, making it a little bit more mental, because the physical part is there. I believe 110% of myself that I can do the ability to do the job. The mental part is just continuing to get that mental block in my head of I got to produce, I got to produce. And the more and more we do that in practice, the more and more better I'll get.
That mental block, do you think it's putting too much pressure on yourself now that you're at this level as a rookie or anything like that?
I don't think it's putting too much pressure. The biggest thing is it's a different league. It is a different type of feeling and a different type of game. But I'm fully prepared for it. I tell myself every day, every time I wake up, every time I talk to my mom or anything, they always tell me God put me in this place for a reason. I was made for this. I've been able to have a decent career up to this point to be able to get me here, and I just got to continue to just build on that.
Going back to the Browns game, it looked like you were the emergency kicker there in the second half. When's the last time you kicked a field goal, if ever?
Yeah, the last time was high school. Trying to call on muscle memory from like 7-8 years ago is pretty hard to do. You don't really practice those type of situations a lot. We didn't see that coming, but I had to step up to the plate and get us out of the stadium. So whatever that looked like, if it was for field goal or if it was kickoff, I had to just step up to the plate to have my brothers back and get us out the stadium.
Did you campaign for it? You want to try?
I don't know, because it's kind of hard. You're calling on muscle memory from so long ago, and you can't just do a couple of dry swings on the sideline and just act like you're fully prepared for that, especially mentally, because I've never been in that position before of having to do that in the game. My honest opinion, like if I was to be called on, I would have given it my best shot. But we played the cards right, and we got a W on that game.
Can you throw it out here a little bit, just fool around?
I haven't. Now that I know that that's something that is a part of this game, because I've never been in that situation before, I always in the back of my head just try to remember, probably not kick anything, but just have a mental block in my head to tell myself, hey, just make sure you know a kickoff step, make sure you know an approach. If it is a field goal, who else is the next holder up? Make sure they're kind of prepared for that too, and just go from there.
How was the kickoffs go? How did you grade yourself, or how did you?
50-50. The first one wasn't great, but I just tried to put our team in the best position. I was not thinking that first ball was going to go out of bounds, but on the second one, I just said, you know what, I know my kickoff steps well enough to know I'm just 8 yards back, 5 yards over, and just try to get it right down the middle of the field, and made a real good play inside the 20 on that one.
Boswell said he feels real comfortable with you as a holder. How's that come along?
It's been a grind. I'm to the point now that I feel like it's not just one part that's lacking. I had to critique myself and hold myself to a higher standard with that, and got myself to the point where I am now. I feel like it's one complete moving piece. Christian is an excellent snapper. Boz is an excellent kicker, and I'm just continuing to get into that role and just continuing to be a big part of his success as well as our entire special team success on that play. So we always hold each other to make sure we do our 33%. Our 33% is every day is just consistently getting better.
Everybody talks about his. What's going through your mind when the unit's going out there, or even before that when the drive's happening? It may come down to you guys going out there as a unit to win.
It's the same thing just like practice. It's the same thing just like a PAT. And that's what we try to mentally approach everything. We know a lot of those plays are a little bit more weighty than a lot of other ones, but we practice every single kick like it's a game-winning kick. We practice that on the practice setting. We do it in warm-ups. We do it in the game. A PAT can be the winning kick, and you never know it until the end of the game. So we just continue to just prepare ourselves that way mentally, and the physical part is there. I mean, Preston put the ball exactly where I want it, what type of laces I want. I hold the ball the right way Boz wants it, and we win a game.
Pressley, you said it's a different game than college. I mean, were you talking mentally, physically? I mean, what is different?
It's a little bit of both. The physical part is everyone in the NFL is fast. The speed of this game is you can tell the difference from not even just from the sideline, but when I'm back in the punt formation or in the field goal formation, I'm looking and I'm feeling. You can kind of feel the speed just uplift you a little bit, but also it's the mental part too. College ball, you're around a group of guys that you've been around for 1 to 4 years, and it has a different type of camaraderie than it does on the NFL. The NFL level is more of a mental game than physical. Everyone's here for a reason, like I said before, and we're all up for the challenge. It's just how mentally tough are you? And I feel like in college they gear you to try to get to that mental toughness, but the mental toughness you don't really get the chance to really fully understand it and go through it until you get to this level. So I feel like that's what I mean when I say the game's different.
Pressley, going back to that Cleveland game, it looked like they knew the fake was coming. Did you get a sense for that, and is there a way to get out of that?
I mean, it was a little bit off. The timing was off. It was the biggest thing. It's not the same as we ran it in practice, but we tried to play the cards as much as we could, play that play as much as we could, but it wasn't the outcome we wanted. I'm not going to ask for more than I can bear. So if he wants to do it with someone else, I'll let them do it. I'm not going to ask.
Were you surprised when Coach Tomlin sent you guys out there for the 54-yarder? I mean, it was 4th and 1. Nowadays in the NFL, a lot of teams want to tell punters and kickers to get lost on 4th and short. But you surprised he sent you out there for a long one at that point? I
wasn't surprised, but I appreciate him for that, because it obviously shows that he believes in us. Our 133%. Every one of us in that moving piece of that field goal unit, he believes in us enough to, no matter where the ball is on the field and what the down and distance is, he believes in us enough to go out there and produce for him. And that's exactly what we try to do every single day, every single kick. If rather it's a warm-up kick, rather it's a game winner, we try to have that same expectation in our head that if we're called on, we're delivering it.
What are some things that Tomlin's telling you kind of behind the scenes to help you through some of these kind of roller coaster of an experience as a rookie going out there?
I think the biggest one is that this team and this organization is behind me 110%. It's like I said, it's completely different than I've ever been through. And being under Coach T, like, it's not even the things he says, it's just how he goes about things. When we're in punt period in practice, he's right behind me every single rep, telling me, you got to produce for the team, you got to put us in a good position, you got to get the ball out if we're backed up punting, or you got to put it inside the 20, try to stick them inside the 10. It's just small stuff like that that a lot of people don't really understand that he's saying. But in my head, he's telling me I have to do my job. But not only just that, he believes that I can do my job. But Coach T watches every single thing that we do in practice, whether it's from warm-ups or if it's just hitting on our own or anything like that. So, it's the small little things like that that he says that, just also motivates me to just continue to tell myself, hey, I can do this. I'm here for a reason. Let me go ahead and produce on the field and show it.
So do you guys discuss as a rookie class the impact that you're having this year?
What do you mean by that?
Like the group of you, discuss like
as in the impact on the game and things. I mean, we kind of get together every now and then. Like we'll have our rookie meetings and stuff on Tuesdays, and that's really the time that all of the rookies are in a setting together. We don't really talk too much about the impact we have on the game as a whole, as a unit, But individually, I'm pretty sure in meetings and stuff like that, you know, we have to step up into a role because we're here for a reason. And I mean, I believe there's a good couple of us that are actually playing a lot. And, you know, just being able to be here, I know I can speak for the rest of the guys, it's a true blessing to be here. But not only be here, but also producing for the greater good of the organization, too.
Your curiosity, Pressley, 2 weeks ago in Cleveland, how far could you have hit from you'd have been called on?
Man, I don't even know. I was just going to give it my best shot regardless. But that fourth down play we had, I believe the ball was on the 1 or the 2. If I was called on, I was going to give it my best shot. I mean, there's a punter that doesn't kick. You can't get much better than trying to hit a 20-yard field goal. But, you know, Pat made a ridiculous catch on that play, and that's the score that won us the game. So even if I wasn't called, if I was called, I was going to give my best shot. But, you know, Pat put us in a situation to be up in that game, and we closed the game out.
I think a lot of like people think, oh, like the kick's bigger. How much different could it be? What are the technical differences there?
I mean, the difference is everything. I mean, my entire job description is a lot different in Boswell. It's 2 completely different swings. You have to practice 2 completely different things. You're using a lot different parts of your leg. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, it's a completely different form. It's not I can just go straight on and kick it with my toe. Like, that part of the kicking stage of the NFL and kicking in general is just long gone. So, I mean, you put someone in a position that's something they don't do very rarely that I would have done anyways. I mean, especially since not doing it since high school. It's completely different, but at the same time, you have to have the same type of mentality to try to get the job done.